This is More Than Construction, a Journey Group podcast about building community. Hello and welcome back to More Than Construction. I'm Nathan Walter alongside Aaron Ike, and this is the first of two exciting mini episodes shining the spotlight on an important development in the growth of our company. Journey Construction, our vertical building construction division, is launching two new brands within their division. These specialty services have always been a part of our work, but they've advanced so much in their specialization, expertise, and qualifications that they're really leading the field and setting the standards for their respective trades. So Journey Construction is launching Journey Structural and Journey Carpentry as distinct service brands. They're not new divisions per se, but are operating as special business units under the Journey Construction division. The goal is to reinforce our commitment to excellence in both structural and carpentry services and deliver even greater value to our clients through our position as leaders in the field. So this mini episode's focus is on Journey Structural, and we have Tim Lalim, the project manager of Journey Structural, and Preston Davis, their project engineer, with us to talk about this exciting new brand. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So let's kick things off with some quick bios from you guys. Tim, we'll start with you. Tell us about who you are, how you got to this point in the company, and why you're so excited about Journey Structural.
Yeah, thank you. I've been in construction most of my life. I've been with Journey a little over seven and a half years now. Worked in various different fields. Building inspector actually before I came here, but really excited to be part of this team and really see the growth of the company on just the structural side. I started with Journey Construction and project engineer on the building side and projects, kind of worked up through that until I moved into this role about 4 years ago. So
Nice. And Preston, tell us how you got to where you are in the company.
I've been with Journey a little over 11 years now. Got a construction management degree from Southeast Tech. Got an internship with Journey, actually, is how I started.
Nice.
And just kind of hung on with Journey after that and got to see some projects start to finish, work with some carpenters. I did bridges for a little over a full summer, and then kind of got with one of our foremen, Mark, and piggybacked on him for years and years and worked my way up to foreman with our division. And now I moved into the office role of being a project engineer about a month and a half ago.
That's awesome. What a cool range of experiences and skills developed over that time. I love that. So let's address the big question, which is, what is Journey Structural? What does Journey Structural do? What are they about? What makes them distinct?
yeah, so what Journey Structural does is steel and precast erection, right? The main structure of the backbone of a building. We come in and make it into something vertical, right? It comes in a flat piece of ground, and when we're done, it looks like something for other people to come in and finish the exterior and work their way inside. A piece of that business is also the Miss Metals piece, installing stairs, rails, some other specialty steel type items we do from time to time. But our core group are guys that really excel. We really excel at that kind of vertical structural erection.
Yeah.
And like Tim said, we wanted to put more emphasis on it, more skills, more training, a dedicated group of people. We just saw when we kind of wrapped it under our general contracting that it could only grow so far. So we had to do something different. Now from like a Journey Construction management standpoint, we think of them as a kind of as a subcontractor.
Yeah.
But it really allows Tim and his team and his foreman and Preston to really grow their individual skills, really grow their people better. Before we used to have a lot of the steel erection staff. They would go to the bridges. They'd go to other work. Now they stay specific in that. We want to feed that unit, keep them doing in the work they like to do and the work they're good at.
Yeah.
We've got some certifications and things like that too that we've done that kind of, to Aaron's point, that have really allowed our people to get specialized, get some additional training, really work in those things, get more efficient, be more profitable, turn over a better product to the end user, those clients, our clients, which in this case is Journey Construction / whatever the owner of those buildings are.
Yeah, that's cool. This is a group of guys who have zero fear of heights and just deal with steel and welding and precast like all the time.
Yeah, and Preston could probably speak to this more than anybody, but like our guys, when I interview guys to bring them on, it's like we work in all conditions,
Yeah.
right? We're 0 degrees to 100 degrees.
Yep.
And sometimes it's in rain, sometimes it's in snow. Our guys are a tough bunch, a little bit of a rough bunch, and maybe to some people, but they are hard worker. They're fearless. And I feel we have the best group around. Our guys are really, really talented at what they do.
We just have a great core of teammates. I mean, everybody knows how to work well with each other. They all know the quality we expect out of Journey Structural, because we start the quality of the project, basically. If our steel, if our precast isn't plumb, if it's visually on the outside doesn't look right, that throws the whole project off. It throws the next sub off. Yeah. So we start the quality of the project. And it's nice to hear if we come back and do some stairs, there'll be some framers and stuff like, man, your guys' stuff was square, it was plumb, it was great to work with, you know. I didn't have to bring someone else in to come lay some things, like everything was great, easy to work with, good job. That's the stuff our guys take pride in. We start the quality of the job.
And we're not a real big group. They're kind of a family almost. They're pretty close, know each other pretty well, I think, give each other a hard time. But it is really, it's kind of a unique, cool thing. I think half our guys have been here longer than Preston even. Yep. It's a lot of experience, a lot of ability there. So,
yeah. So you had mentioned some of these certifications and additional training and that sort of thing. What does that entail? What does that enable Journey Structural to do that they couldn't before?
Yeah, so the one we are fully certified in is a PCI certified. It's a Precast Concrete Institute certification. On the vertical building side, there had been a lot of years where PCI certification was a requirement, but you could get out of it with like background, those kind of things, to show proof that you can do the work. Well, as time was going on, that piece to be able to be qualified to still do it was going away, where you have to be PCI certified. So probably 2 years ago, we went through that process, got fully certified. It's stuff that we were doing anyway. You have to do some verification and paperwork to prove that you're doing the work. It has made us better. Yeah. We have become, I think we were on our path that way anyway, but I think it's helped speed us up to become even more efficient, better at what we do than what we did previously even. So the other one, the big one that we're presently in the middle of, is the AISC. It's American Institute of Steel Constructors. Some of your larger projects or some of these national companies that are going to come in are going to have more of those kind of that's a requirement, which would preclude almost anybody in this region from doing that work. We've gone through the work, did the backbone of the work. It's in the application process presently, which is anywhere from about a 3 to 6 month process. So again, hopefully within 6 months, we're fully certified in the ASC. And that one is a fair amount of work on both ends. It's not with Preston moving into the project engineer role. A lot of that workload, honestly, is going to fall on him. But there's still a fair amount in the foreman role too, that it is a commitment from the team. They saw the benefit of it. They saw that this is coming, and they were committed to putting the work in to be able to do this, and then the ongoing work. And that's a yearly process. Both those things are a yearly audit system every year. So you don't just keep that certification. You do have to earn it still. We're pretty excited about the ASC. There is a lot of training. We actually had a training session last Thursday. We had the whole team come in and went through some stuff. Nice. I think they were pretty excited about it. I think they were excited to kind of learn some actual visual type of training. And it was a pretty engaged group, I thought.
Yeah, no, there were some great questions. A lot of, I know we do that, but why? Well, here, that's the next slide. Let's go through the why. This is the process. This is why you have to do it. Otherwise, this can happen.
Yeah, that's so crucial to know and understand. Absolutely.
Yeah, and these standards, they're a national industry standard. And, it just puts you in a new level of quality, safety, how you track things, how you do things. Like Tim had mentioned, it's a lot of stuff they probably already did, but we didn't document it. We didn't keep track of it. Yeah. A lot of that gets kind of lost in tribal knowledge. Now to keep those certifications up, you have to keep track of that stuff. You have to keep up on it, keep doing it. And like Tim mentioned, it opens the doors with more national contractors as well. We're seeing more and more build kind of around this region. But those certifications are kind of a non-negotiable with some of those larger contractors. It's just a piece of growth that's needed in that industry.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing of once we finish this process is we will be the only ASC certified erector in South Dakota.
Wow.
So pretty excited about that too. I think that's really going to set us apart in the region. So.
Yeah, that's so cool. And that's what we're about as a company in a large degree, is being the industry expert in whatever specialty that is. We want to be on the forefront of the practices and innovations and safety elements of that too. Speaking of some of those practices that make things higher quality and safer, tell me about your prefabrication process and how that's impacting your builds.
So it's kind of always been an evolving thing. We're always trying to do things more efficiently, safer, better quality, not as hard on guys' physique, you know. You don't want to be burnt out every single day.
Yeah.
So it's always been an evolving thing of how can we do this differently to be more efficient, to be safer. And it really took off with bar joists on roof sections. We kind of built our own spreader to start with, and we started building big sections of the roof 4 foot off the ground. So you're welding on the ground, you're doing everything on your feet instead of up in a man basket all day long. Mm-hmm. We'll build some, then we fly them up, and the guys up in the air go up in their basket and set them, and guys on the ground are still building. And you probably don't save so much total time, but the crane can be erecting structural steel as a forklift is helping build these sections, so that, I mean, you're doing twice the amount of work at the same time.
Yeah.
So total man hours is probably pretty close, but you're dropping days off that schedule.
Definitely.
And the guys have really bought into it. It takes a lot of planning on the front end, but they see the benefits of it, and nobody else really does that around here, and they take pride in that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Furniture Mart was our biggest one, where we did a lot of planning on that one, and we even decked the roof sections on the ground.
Wow.
And up on the roof, you're tied off. You got a harness all day long. 4 or 5 foot off the ground, you got a forklift feeding you sheets, and you're just dropping and working right there. A lot safer, a lot less strenuous. So once those guys bought into it, things started rolling, and I don't know, that had to save weeks off of that schedule the way we did that project.
And when you're looking to serve your client, right, they were in a very serious need of that space. So the quicker we can get that building up and get the other trades behind us, because obviously when we're done, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
We've really seen, I think, a culture change within our people, that the quicker we can start to get people up there. So when Preston's speaking about, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of man hours we utilize aren't significantly different, but the amount of weeks we use to put that work up is can be significantly different. So we could start to get other trades behind us as we're still erecting quicker, to allow that building to get closed up quicker, to be able to turn it over to the owner quicker, because there was such a need, and especially for that client, but in all clients that we serve as Journey Construction, as Journey Group, as a company, there's a reason they're building that building, right? And it's serving more than just Sioux Falls, right? It's serving this geographic region, the same region we serve as Journey Group as a company. Yeah. So when these people come and need that stuff, you don't know what the situation is, why they're buying the furniture. It could be an absolute need.
Yeah.
So it's making sure product's available. They have product as fast as they could, because the more we can kind of focus on why we're doing what we're doing, besides it, we're putting a building up, it's pretty cool work, but who's benefiting? Why are we doing this? Try to keep that more focused. And back to the whole prefabrication thing, I think, it sets us apart, but it also helps us take care of the client more efficiently also.
You're exactly right. Like, there's so many examples, even in just your Journey Structural team, of being the industry leaders in certifications, in new and innovative practices and procedures. And then I think most importantly, in that why. Our teams are motivated by something that's so much deeper than just building a building. I mean, that's why this podcast is called More Than Construction, because it's a deeper level of passion and pursuit of excellence. And that's so evident in the way your team operates. And, they're a crazy bunch to be hanging up in the air dealing with these massive steel and precast objects. But yet there's this tempering to that they understand this has to be done safely, this has to be done well, this has to be done carefully for our sake, but also for everyone else who is going to be occupying this building in the future. I love that. And I think that's exactly who we are and what we're about as a company.
They understand what we like to call the journey difference in how we do things, how we serve our clients, how we treat our people. Yeah. I know there's a difference. There's a reason I'm here, and it is more than construction, right? You can go and work a lot of places and build buildings and do cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it's how you treat each other, how we treat people, the community, the projects we do, the impact on the communities we serve is pretty evident. And Journey Structural, us as a team, our people all understand that and get that. And it is a pretty cool thing to be part of for sure.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're out of time, but thank you for coming and sharing about Journey Structural. I'm so excited for this development. I think it's going to be a big benefit to our partners, to our community, but also to our company. I mean, this is a big deal, and it's been great to talk about that. So thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. If you would like Journey Structural to help you start your project literally on the right foundation, you can get a hold of Tim at 605-759-2860 or email him at tlalim@journeyconstruction.com. That's TLALIM@journeyconstruction.com. Please remember to follow and share this podcast. That helps us and it helps you stay up to date on new episodes that come out. Journey Group's mission is to positively impact lives by building community. Please join us again for part 2 as we look at Journey Carpentry and continue to explore what it means to do more than construction. Thanks for listening.